Hello, hi, and welcome, folks. My name is RPJ, and this is the RPJ Show live by way of Johnathan Steele. How are you? How you doing? What's up? What's going on with you? This is the RPJ Show live by way of Johnathan. Me, I'm swell. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry about that to my last audience. I almost feel like starting the show all over again, but really much, I'm just going to go from this point onward. I'm going to get rid of the other show, even though we're going to lose all my likes and subscribes. So please make sure you like and subscribe this one all over again. Even if you already done it once before, just do it again. Just do it again. We're going to lose all my likes and subscribes, so please. Okay, I'm going to wait until I get guys over here. In the meantime, I'm going to destroy the other one. All right, I destroy here, and then destroy it here. Because I really screwed up. I don't know what happened there. And then, of course, I don't have any patience. So I got rid of it. Want to give a shout out to Oklahoma City Thunder. They're on the verge of beating a team that was for the ages. They're on the verge of beating a team that broke all kinds of records on a record-breaking season for the most wins in a season. So congratulations to them, although it's not done yet. They still got one more to get from them. But up to this point, congratulations, guys. You're doing a hell of a job. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors. From the first two games, you would think that the Toronto Raptors didn't belong on the same court as these guys. Like, they were like a varsity team, and the other team was like a junior varsity team. You know, now on the same level. But Toronto has fought back. They dynamic point and shooting guard, just mesmerizing in that game 4. And so congratulations, Toronto Raptors, for making this a series. I'm gonna give out a shout out to Slapadon. Slapadon was host on his show, but before even that, he's been a decent guy to me. He's been reaching out to me. He's been looking out to me. Seems like a very good guy. He's calm and cool. He lays in the cut, but he's smart enough. When he opens his mouth, there's something smart's gonna come out of his mouth. He's not gonna say shit from what I heard. He brought his audience to me yesterday. I was really thankful about that. And it helps me be seen and heard by different people, and that's always a good thing. It just spreads the words and the messages that is RPJ. Spreads the love of RPJ. It spreads the genius that is me, RPJ. I make myself laugh when I talk like that. And mind you, I do think I'm a great guy, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't think I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I'm a great young man. So, take that as it were. I'm going to delete this one, right? Delete. I'm going to delete this old one because it's incomplete. All right, so are you guys back here with me? Okay, yeah, I'm back. Thank you, Ransom, for coming back to the Johnathan Steele. Thank you, Ransom. Wait for everybody else to pop up. So you don't. That's right. Who will? If I don't show love for myself, who's gonna love me? Who's gonna love me? So before I go to my big talk, since people are not back yet, I'll bring up another topic in the meantime. Okay, One of the things that, before I go into my big rebirth talk, my rising from the ashes talk, before I go that way, let's talk about sensitivities in America, sensitivities just in a local sense, with dealing with the next door neighbor or the teacher at school, or dealing with the parent that's from the same neighborhood, dealing with people that aren't rich. So I don't think any of us are rich. So we have to deal with people much like ourselves, common, average intelligence to below. Average means to low. Sometimes are impatient. And sometimes they put on airs thinking that they're somebody special. Thank you, Simply Deep. Yeah, I had to get out of there. If you guys can't hear me, then it's no show. And then you got somebody heard me at the last minute. I failed. It's important that you guys hear me. That's why I was almost contemplating not doing shows anymore. But here I am. Oh, good news. My brother from another mother's out there. I'll be getting my camera equipment tomorrow around the same time my show starts. Around 2 a.m. this time tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna have my real equipment and real boom mics so I can really be heard. It's gonna be extraordinary. It's going to be, wait for it, legendary. You can't lose me that quickly. Looks like everybody else is not going to make it, so let's just get into it. Like I said, maybe not you guys out there in the audience. I was going to talk about sensitivities, but I'm going to move on past that now. I know. So I'm going to go into it. Maybe you guys out there don't need this talk, but maybe for you guys who will see this a year from now, 2 years from now, maybe this could be somewhat helpful to you. As I stated before, which you guys have no idea what I was doing before, so let's just go into it. I was on Slapper's show yesterday, and Slapper Don's, and I was going in and out of the show because I was talking to my lady, and I was going in and out of the mute, in and out of the show, you know, from a whole picture sense and volume sense. I went out and in and out. But one of the things they were talking about was they were talking about how they got spanked by their parents. And I think Mr. Mitty even had some situation where he had shoes thrown at him or something, or had things thrown at him. And I'm still hoping that he was not a teenager. I mean, I'm hoping that he was a teenager at that time. But as they're talking to me, as they're talking amongst each other about spankings, I couldn't relate to their stories. I didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't, because I didn't get spanked. Not like that. I didn't have a spanking. I never got hit just 3 or 4 times. And that's it. You go to your room and think about what you've done wrong. A second thing that came up yesterday was I bought this tie. I bought this tie, and I do not know how to tie a tie. I would have to go on YouTube to tie a tie. My father didn't teach me how to tie a tie. He didn't teach me how to change the oil or change a tire. He taught me self-defense. I learned that on my own. I took Taekwondo when I was 15 years old on my own time, in between practices and dating girls. I did all this on my own. In fact, I did a lot of things on my own. There was no guide or push or emphasis on anything other than what I deemed for myself. And I think maybe that's the way for all teenagers, but I was doing this at 10 years old. I want to say 8. I want to say 7. At 7 years old, I was pretty much doing things for myself, other than I told myself. I think 15 years old was the last time someone bought me shoes or sneakers or anything. But again, it's stuff that I can't relate to when other people are telling their stories of their childhood. Thank you, Simply Be Man. That's good to be back. The only starts off by saying the only lasting favor which the parents may confer upon the child is that of helping the child to help itself. But not all parents see it that way. I get it. I copy that. I see it. My job is to help children not only achieve who I am as a human being, but for themselves, but to surpass that. I don't want them to be like me. I want them to be better than me. I want them to be more aware, smarter, more successful, more proud, more loving, more sensitive, because those things I want for them. I've had a good life. Despite what I'm about to tell you about my childhood, I've had a good life. All right, but back to moving on. So there's some. So again, I can't relate to the stories that Slapper Don and the boys were telling to one another about spankings. I can't relate to other people telling me about how their father taught them to tie a tie and change the oil and change spark plugs and change the filter. I mean, all those things I have to learn on my own. I learned from a friend, or I learned on my own. Well, that book, I'm pretty smart, so I really read the instructions. So I'm a good reader and instruction follower. What's up, brother from another mother? What's up? I'm gonna tell you, since you're here, I think I left you a message. My stuff should be here tomorrow, same time as I open up the show. Everything's been paid. I got the confirmation, and everything should be here by tomorrow, about the time the show starts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. All right. So I'm really happy about that. I'm excited about that. So that will be some good news, and hopefully it's already good news. So I'm already pretty psyched up. I don't know if I think you've been, I called you by accident last night. I had to turn my phone off. Like this, it was stuck on calling you, so I had to turn my phone off. That is great. That is great. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm happy with that. And well, I'm gonna do my show tomorrow, but I'm gonna play with it as well, and hopefully get it out this weekend. And anyway, I got ideas, so I plan to go everywhere. I'm gonna take it to the Aboriginals, and I'm gonna shoot there, but I want to talk to them first before I start shooting over there, because I don't know if they like having cameras on them. So I gotta go check with somebody from over there and see if they allow me to go shoot there. But anyway, that's for later on. So it's great news. But back to where I'm at. So because of how I was raised, and a lot of you guys don't know this, but some of you guys in the audience know this. So the fact that I can't relate to spankings and this stuff and that stuff was that I was terribly abused, physically abused as a kid. A few days before I'm 5 years old, to a few days after I turned 14 years of age, I was physically abused by my parents. And that abuse has limited me in a lot of ways. Childhood at all. I didn't play with toys, or I think I had a bionic $6 million man doll toy thingy man, make him run and stuff. But I think I had that one, when I was like 8 years old, something. And I think I had a what's that shit called? I can't think of the name of it, but it was like and anyway, forget it. Oh, I did have forget it. I don't even know if we call these things, we didn't know I do yet, but Yeah, so a lot of things that I've lost out on. Oh yeah, release form. Yeah. I got my, well, at least I got my printers here, so I'm gonna print that out today. I'll do it when I'm done. I'll print out the release form today. All right, so so a lot of things because of my childhood, because of the physical abuse, I don't have inside of me. I don't have a great childhood of fun, toys, this, that, and the other. I felt like I was always a young man. I was already a teenager. I was already somber and calm and cool, and I had to weigh things in my brain. Like I just wasn't impulsive at all. I had to weigh things out because if I do certain things, I'm liable to come across the crosshairs of some kind of physical abuse towards me or some kind of intimidation towards me. So I had to weigh things out constantly for everything. Like if I do this and they call my parents, even though it's the lightest thing in the world, because they got a phone call from the school, they will hurt me. So because of the physical abuse that I went through, and maybe psychological as well, I don't have a lot of things that I need even today. And like I said earlier, but like I said, I don't have sensitivities. And in a lot of ways, I'm glad I don't have that. But there are some things I miss because I don't have this sensitivity. Like I can't even, I don't feel it. And I'm having a hard time recognizing it. Like, for example, I'm gonna say this again for people already here, but like, for example, with any relationship that I'm in, the woman, this says she's the woman, a woman, will be upset with me when I write to another woman that, hey, you look pretty. That's a pretty picture. Now, mind you, I already said this before and even after the conversation with my lady, that, hey, you know, the reason why I say these things because I'm just trying to be nice. No matter what she looks like, I'm just going to say something nice that will make her feel good. That's how I am. I'm going to say something nice. It's not manipulation. It's just being a nice person. Like, hey, you look very nice. You have a very nice picture. You have very lovely hair, whatever the case may be. I would say this ad nauseum to whatever, you know, to the woman I'm with. However, it wouldn't matter. It would be 3 days later, RPJ, why are you writing, again, you're writing to another woman about how you like her skirt or whatever. And I just said to you, and then I go, hey, I just said to you that I just say these things to be nice. I don't feel it from my heart. I just say it to be nice. I didn't just explain this to you, and this is how I miss sensitivity. I don't get it. To me, it looks like it's illogical for her to even haven't talked to me about this. But from her standpoint, you're saying something, I guess, is personal and will make her feel good, and maybe she would like fall in love with me. I don't see. I miss out on the sensitivity. I can't even recognize it. Why that would be bad if I'm explaining to you my logic. But again, I can't understand, but maybe I think that I'm missing it. I'm missing that sensitivity and recognizing that sensitivity. RBJ, I like to look at it as the lifelong task of growth through struggle. Excellent. So, when people are talking about their childhood and they're laughing and joking, I don't have that. I don't have fun. There's no fun. There was just me overthinking things out, sense of dread. I was fearful, very afraid, a couple times suicidal. So it was not fun. It wasn't a fun childhood. I was beaten. I wasn't spanked. I was beaten with extension cords and sticks and switches. long switches across my body at 5 years old to 14 years of age, and always naked, hit a lot. Where some people will get hit 4 times or 6 times or whatever, 7 times. I was hit until my father, who is 6 foot, 250 pounds truck driver, would hit me until he got tired. He would hit me across my back, my legs, my face, my neck, my dick, my balls, my shoulders. Whatever he could just hit me with that switch, with that extension cord, he would hit me a lot until he got tired. It was never no 3 or 4 times. And the fact that he didn't care where he hit me at told me so much more about what was going on. Like, wow, you just don't care. You're just really out to hurt me. Like, my brothers didn't get hit like I got hit. Absolutely not. I don't think they were even naked. Maybe they were, I don't know. But they definitely didn't take as many beatings as I did. They didn't take, I don't remember them taking, I remember them having spankings or them being punished or told to stay in bed. No, I got beaten, I got whipped. Ransom, can you relate, Ransom? I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. Thank you, Tina. I didn't deserve that, she says. No, I don't think I did deserve that. So here I am, and maybe 3 times a month. Let's do twice a month. I would get whipped from the time I'm 5 years old to 14 years old. Once a week, but I'm gonna be conservative. Once, I'm gonna say twice a month. Twice a month from the time I'm 5 years old to 14 years old. Because actually, by the time I was 14, things started lengthening out like every 3 months or so. I started getting whippings like by then, at that point. But it kind of averages out to about twice a month to be whipped like that, be hit like that. I mean, not only that, not only I had the beatings to worry about, and I had to worry about whatever situation that I'm in at, because I could get hurt by my parents, by my mother and father. They could be, so whatever it is I'm doing, I gotta make sure that this doesn't, blow up and have me get hurt. Oh my God, so simply deep. That's not discipline, that's abuse. Now I understand a regular spanking if you did something wrong by taking you over the knee, but this is extreme. Sorry to hear that, and I hope he's punished. But now that I have the twice a month spankings, beatings, but let's say even if I did it even more conservative, once a month. Not only I had those kind of beatings and punishments, being hit as much as I did get hit, leaving welts on my back, my legs, my face, my neck, my balls, my dick, my stomach, being hit anywhere, my feet, my face. Not only I did have that, I had the extreme intimidation by my father specifically, where maybe at nighttime, because I was a little hyper, but at nighttime, I would sometimes color in my coloring book, or I would read a book underneath the sheets. And from like every once in a while, I mean, like once once a week I would do this. At least once a week. I would do it almost every night, but once a week I would get caught, caught doing this. And my father would come into the room and tell me, go to bed. And so I put everything down on the floor and I turn over and go, go try to start going to sleep. And he would act like he's leaving the room and close the door. So I would lay still for 5 minutes, and then I turn over, and there he was in the dark with his face peering down into me, looking at me with such contempt for me, such anger towards me, just looking at me. Not saying a word, just looking at me, scaring the shit out of me. He did this all the time. He did religiously all the time. Just once a week he did this. He did, I want to say more. He would intimidate me and scare the shit out of me all the time like this. Having that look on his face, look at me, like I don't give a fuck. I don't care about you. So not only I had the extreme intimidations and the extreme beatings, I never got a pat on my back. I never got a good job. I didn't get a smile out of my father never smiled at me. My mother never smiled at me. I never got a smile for anything that looked good. If I would win a race as a little kid, and I looked towards them, didn't get a smile. I just got the look. They're looking at me. They're looking at everybody else, and they look at me. With no smile, come back to the ring. If I won a boxing match, they wouldn't smile, they wouldn't clap, they just look at me. Most of the times they didn't show up for any of my sporting events at that time. Before I even started boxing as a teenager, one of the bigger kids in the neighborhood would spar with me by design. It was designed that I would box with him to feel better. He wouldn't be out to hurt me, but he's a bigger, stronger, teenager. And here I am, like 10, 12 years old, boxing. And it was by design. And so here I am up against, it was the gate, up against the gate, taking body shots, and my father's looking at me because he just came out of the house, looking at me with this disgust on his face. And because I'm thinking that maybe because I'm not beating this guy up, this is why he has this disgusting look on his face. Like what am I? Am I supposed to? What can I do to make him proud of me? Is what I was thinking at that moment. There's nothing I can do to make him proud of me. He wouldn't be proud of me. He despises me. My mother despises me. I'm starting to think that they don't want me around. They don't want me to be here. How I'm come to be here, living with them, was a mistake on their part, is what I kept feeling. I kept feeling like there's a big disconnect between me and my parents, especially me and my father. My father was lighter, a lighter complexion, and my brothers, my two younger brothers, had the same complexion, and they sort of looked like him. I have an older brother, and he sort of looks like me. And I sort of like my mother. So here I am in a situation where I'm just intimidated and hurt and beaten across the face, neck, balls, welts on my body. Scared for my life. A couple times I tried to commit suicide. I was 7 years old. I took some boric acid and I put it in a mug and I put water in it and I drank it and I went to my bed and I was laying down and I was hoping to die. I don't know where anybody was at. It was like a Saturday. Nobody was home, but I was home. I think he was out, my brother's out, my younger brother's out to get something, do something with them. I don't know. I know I was home by myself. So I drank the boric acid, went and lay down in bed. I woke up the next morning, and because I went to bed like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I woke up the next morning, and I was still alive, but I was mad. I cried. I felt like a baby. Like, why am I still alive in this fucking hell? Why do I have to be stuck here? This is bullshit. I'm dying here. There's no one to help me. I would pray to this thing you guys call God. I would get on the edge of my, like, we had to pray at night for some reason. And I prayed at night, and I go, please, God, please help me. Please show my parents that I love them. Let them understand that I do love them. Let them see that I love them dearly. And maybe they will lighten up on me. And I put it on myself, like maybe they don't see me and it's my fault. Help me show them that I love them so maybe they'll stop doing this to me. So please, God, I would beg to God, I would be crying as a little kid. I remember crying, begging God, please help me, please. But as much as I begged and cried, and I cried like a baby back then. I remember crying so much, it's just begging the heavens, please do whatever you can, please help me. Nobody came to help me. Nobody came, no one heard my pleas for help. Certainly not God. God did not hear me. And if he did hear me, he didn't care. And I come and rescue. 7 years old. And I knew then that there was no God. Why would God have this be done to me? I'm not doing anything wrong other than a color. I'm a little hyperactive. I'm always doing stuff. I'm always playing sports. I'm always busy. What am I doing that's so wrong? Why isn't God helping me? Thank you, Madman. So here I am on my own. Now, there's no God anymore. I can stop bothering to pray. And I did. And I tried to kill myself later on. That didn't work out. And I said, you know, here I am stuck in misery. I'm just going to be miserable. And I hope that I die soon. I hope I get shot or something. I mean, there wasn't even a crime in my neighborhood at that time. I lived in Bed-Stuy at this time. There wasn't even a lot of crime at this time. Simply Deep says, well, first I'm gonna go. Madman says it takes a lot to share this. You are a very strong person to be able to do this. Simply Deep says, oh man, I hope you have gotten help or at least talk to somebody about this. This is scary. I really do feel for you, and you are kind of making me tear up a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to make you tear up. Yeah, so. So here I am, I'm stuck in this misery. There's no one coming to save me. Certainly not this man in the sky. Certainly not my mother, who would just point out stuff about me that was wrong to her husband that were legally married. And she would just point out stuff to her husband, and so that I would be underneath his thumb, or would have to go to his bed, and he would sit up, and depending on what I did was wrong, that she told him I did wrong, I had to go and get the extension cord out the closet or the switch when we were in the country. And when I did something wrong, I had to get undressed naked in my parents' room, and he would whip me severely. Welts on the face and neck, my back, my balls, dick, legs, face. Didn't matter. He just swung and swung until he got tired. That's how I saw it. He just got tired. Maybe he got tired around the 15, 18 mark of swinging this extension cord, hitting me any kind of where. Jeannie Wagner says, hard to hear this from a strong man. Thank you, Jeannie. I think this is something that definitely needs to be talked about. I think that somebody, if not my direct audience, but maybe people 5, 3, 2 years from now, 6 months from now, a person, a child, a grown man can hear this, and it would help them. So that's why I do it. So now this abuse and the intimidation and the pains and the despair, it kept going year after year after year, no childhood. Then we got to a point where my spankings, my whippings, my beatings, my father would want to beat me in front of my best friends. Like if I'm sitting on the stoop and I'm talking to my best friends, and maybe I missed something that I know I did something wrong, like I made a joke in class or something, and the teacher sent home a letter, like, and then like my father would come out, I'm gonna beat your ass now, and he would constantly do this in front of my best friends. And matter of fact, I had my best friends over, and he wanted to take me into the living room and beat me, but they were in the kitchen, right next door. And I asked my friends, please leave. I was crying, begging them, please leave. I don't want you to see me get beaten like this. I don't want you to hear me cry like this. Please. I didn't want them to see me be whipped, to be hurt, to see me cry, see the welts on my back. I didn't want them to see this shit. They were going to hear it because it was going to be loud. That extension cord hitting my skin was going to be very loud. So they heard me get whipped, get beaten. 15, 18, hear it. So I just don't want them to see me like that. I didn't want them to see me laying on the ground and covering my wounds, you know, covering my neck, my face, my dick, wherever would be hurting, because they would hit me in all those places. I didn't want them to see me in that despair. It's just, you know, I'm 8 years old, 10 years old. I mean, come on. Help me out, friends. So I begged my friends to please leave. And this is what happened, you know, maybe once or twice a year, you know, with the friends. I mean, they would be around me or be in the house, and he would want to embarrass me in front of my fucking friends. He would intimidate me constantly. He would hurt me physically, constantly. Jeannie says, I respect you and I appreciate your intellect. I hope this man didn't break your spirit. So here we go. Now, I go through year after year of torment, pain. Finally, here we go. At 14 years of age, we can no longer, or they can no longer afford to live in Bed-Stuy and this brownstone. Upstairs and downstairs brownstone. They go to live in this great place. Now, looking back on it, like that place should have cost like $2,000 to live at. So, I mean, like today's, you know, you can have 3 families live in that same space where we lived at. It was huge. We had a huge bedroom between my brothers. But they could no longer afford to live in that anymore. And we had to move to the 90s, East New York, Crown Heights, the 90s, the 50s. Please don't take this the wrong way. No one is so good that he has no bad in him, and no one is so bad that he has no good in him. We human beings are a complex lot. I copy that. Definitely, I do agree with you. I think some things I agree with you. So now we have to move into New York in the 90s. I was around 13. My birthday was coming up soon. So we moved to the 90s in this definitely a hood, Jamaican blacks hood. Gangs hood. This is a hood. Dudes on the corner drinking 40s, shooting dice, teenagers and men, you know, men in their early 20s. You hear the gunshots go off. You hear the shootouts. So here we are moving into the hood now. The hood piece of shit, fucked up neighborhood of the 90s in Crown Heights, East New York, the 50s as well. Moving to that shithole. And the space we had was cramped, but we all had our own individual rooms. Me and my brothers, they had their bedroom. It was just a small space, a living room. So we basically just, as teenagers, I stayed in my room. I didn't want to be bothered by anyone. Maybe my younger brother, my best friend in the house, my younger brother, Raymond. He's my best friend. Even now, me and him still have a great friendship. And he's like one of my best friends in the world, Raymond. And my brother, youngest brother, and my oldest brother is pretty decent with me. We're pretty good too. I can actually borrow money from him, and I'm like the only one in the family that I can borrow money from, my oldest brother. And he could ask me for anything. That's how. But everybody else in the family, he he has problems with, or they have a problem with him. But me and him get along like fucking applesauce and pork chops. So now 14, my birthday comes by. I got nothing for my birthday as per usual. Well, as per the longest time. I mean, I probably did this before. I just don't remember anything substantial that I gotten for my birthday. I want to say that maybe that stopped at 10, you know. But 14 years old, my birthday comes, passes, and I've only been in this new place for about maybe a week. And then my friends want to come over. My friends from Bed-Stuy want to come over and hang out with me. You know, I'm their best friend. They're my best friends. Two of them, Tony and Clyde. Right, so they were coming over to my house, and it was a little bit away, to come to me and hang out with me, my best friends. And something happened. I don't know what I did wrong. It was during, I mean, it wasn't a school day. It was during the summer. I don't know what it was, but my father came in like, "Your ass is mine." Like, are you shitting? What did I do now? I don't even remember. I can't remember what it is that they alleged I did. Say, "Your ass is mine." That's one of his fucking saying. "Your ass is mine." And he attempted to, again, my friends are standing in the dining room, and he wants to do it on the opposite end of the dining room. And asked my friends again, crying to my friends, "Please leave, guys. Don't stay here. Please leave. I don't want you to see me get hurt. I don't want you to see me get abused. Please." I'm crying to them, "Please leave. I don't want you guys to see me cry or see me in agony on the floor. What to my face, shoulders, back, dick, legs, whatever. Please leave." I'm begging them, crying to them. And they would leave. He didn't give a fuck, my father. He was just started to, you know, doing his shit, getting the belt, the stitching cord. You know, he's doing his shit while I'm begging my friends, "Please leave." Screaming at them with tears running down my face, "Please leave." And they would be shook up by that, and they would leave. But my father was all in a huff, and I finally got his cord, and we came into what ultimately was my brother's room, but at that time it was like a storage room, but we had space there. And told me, "Take your clothes off." And I said, I just started standing there saying, "No, I'm not taking my clothes off." No, I started getting madder. Like, "No, this is bullshit. I can't believe that you tried to my head. Like, I can't believe you trying to hurt me in front of my friends. You do this all the time. You used to do this all the time. I don't know what's up with that. Why would you want to embarrass me like that in front of my friends?" This is what I was thinking. I ain't saying these things, but and I just started getting angry. And I said, "No, I'm not taking my clothes off." What's up with that? Why do I have to be beating clothes on? Because I know he wanted to hurt more. That's why I remember that answer. It hurts more when you hit extension cord on skin, especially a kid's skin. So I said, "No, I'm not taking my clothes off." And so he was like a little dumbfounded by that. And he proceeded, you know, after he caught himself, he started wailing away on me, hitting me with the extension cord. And now here I am, very angry at this time. I'm very upset. I'm mad. I got the old tears down my face. You know, my face is stained with my old tears, so I'm screaming at my friends, "Please leave." But I was angry as fuck. I was really pissed off. And I was wishing in my head death for him. Please kill him. Please kill him. Please kill my mother and father, please. I don't know what to do, but I wish you, no, I wasn't praying anybody. I wish you were dead, is what I was saying. I wish you were fucking dead in my head. I wish you both were dead. And here he's wailing away, just hitting me, 6 foot, 250-pound truck driver, just wailing away on me. And I just stood there and let him hit me and just got angry. And whenever he hit me at, I didn't make a sound. I wasn't going to fucking cry. Fuck that. I was just going to look, I was going to turn around and look at him. And I started turning around to look at him. Of course, he hits me across my neck. I'm going to, this way, across my neck, across my head, my chest, my dick, hitting me all his might. And I'm looking at him. I'm angry as hell. I want him to see my face while he's doing this to me. And I'm praying for, I wish that he was die at that moment. That's what I was thinking of, not praying. No, there's no God. Remember, God. There's no fucking God. And I'm wishing for his death. And after a while, he looked at me and he stopped swinging away. And I think at that time, he was already in like 25 plus swings at me already. But since I'm very angry and looking at him, and I'm in a lot of pain, by the way. That shit doesn't, even through clothing, it still hurts. So I just look at him. By the age of, because it did hurt. And then I walked out of that room and walked into my room. And in my room, I sat on the edge of the bed, and I was just wishing that he would die. They both would die. So, but they didn't. It was that beating that I took. I think that even my father could recognize that, you're gonna push me too far, and I might kill you. Because I actually got to the point in my head during that time that I can see myself killing you. And during that last time, I can see myself, I'm very angry with you, and I want you dead. And I think that I have the balls to do it. If I have this. That's what I was coming across. I was thinking this way. And yeah, that was the last beating I got. But I never got getting stuff after that. And I'll try to wrap this up soon enough, folks. I know this is a long, drawn out situation, but so yeah, so now that was my last beating. I'm doing everything for myself, but taking taekwondo, boxing, playing sports in school, doing really well, finding girls, dating girls my own age. And everything's starting to take off on me now. I'm really finding myself, especially sports and being physically stronger and lifting weights at that time and stuff like that. So here I am now. I'm 18 years old. For the last couple of years, seems like my father has been going through his midlife crisis. He somehow bought a bar. He bought a bar that my mother told him not to buy. His wife told him not to buy, but he bought it anyway. And he would stay out late from this truck driving job to go to his bar that he bought. And he started becoming unraveled. He started becoming apart. He started losing that discipline that he once had. That's what I talked about yesterday, but people's disciplines. He started becoming unraveled. He wasn't the same guy. He wasn't getting better as a human being or a person. He was evolving positively. He was unraveled. He was sloppier. He was, unhinged. He couldn't, he was just changing for the worse. Midlife crisis. So one day he comes home late and they get into an argument. Now, my mother and father never argued with each other. He wasn't abusive to her, or she wasn't abusive to him. They weren't abusive to the other boys, my brothers, my younger brothers. They were cool in that family, but they actually got into an argument for like one of the first times I've ever heard ever. And I don't know what they were talking about, but my father had my mother up against the wall, and he had her hands on her hands, let me go. Let me go, let me go. Now, she didn't say she was hurting her, you know, anything. And not that I give a fuck. I guess I did give a fuck. I'm not gonna say that. I give a fuck about what you said. That's right. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't intimidate her this way physically. You want to talk to her, talk to her. You can curse her out or like, hopefully you both die still, you know, still in my heart of hearts. But he's grabbing her. Somehow it hurt it fucked my sensibilities. Like, that's not fair to intimidate her through physical force. So I said, let go of me one more time, and I run. I run to him, and I tackle him football. I was already playing football by then. I tackle him like a football style, and I take him and drop him into his own bed, or their own bed, and then I hold his arms down. One second. Sorry about that. It's the wind. So I hold him down. And he was underneath me squirming. I'm holding his arms down. He's squirming underneath me. You know, 6'2" man. At that time, I was about 6'1", 180 or something. You know, I'm holding him down, and I'm saying, "This is easy." I'm holding him down. This bear, this Sonny Liston of a man. I'm holding him down with relatively ease. I barely feel him underneath me. He feels like a little kid underneath my strength of me holding him down. And for the first time in my life, I got confidence in a situation where I was dealing with him. I was very confident in my skin from then on with people who had hurt me or who damaged me, people that I was afraid of. And let go. It actually, that moment in time helped me more than anything, because now I know everyone who can, and he's underneath me screaming vulgarities like, "Curse, you get off me," trying to intimidate me again, but he's using his words. But the fact that I'm holding him down with such ease, I just looked at his mouth making these words, and just looked at him, and he was totally underneath me. And I've taken that same result against a lot of jackasses who talk a lot. They curse you out, they say all this stuff, they're fucking styling. I know they have nothing. They don't have anything. They style with their friends to see, like, you're like this, you know. And mind you, they might be sensitive like that and feel the way they feel, because they, you know, reacting like girls. But those who talk shit a lot, and those guys got so much fear in their heart. They have nothing in a tank. They have no substance. And that's what was happening with my father. He had nothing in a tank with me. He had nothing. He did not bother me. He couldn't hurt me ever again. He couldn't scare me ever again. I could be scared of, I'm scared of no man. From that moment right there helped me with everything in life. And I know it's unfortunate, but it helped me with everything about my confidence of who I am. I just shot up through the roof right there. Eventually I let him go. And I let him go, get up with him. He's cursing me, saying all types of things. It didn't bother me, it didn't register. I'm on a different high now. I'm a man, and you can't fuck with me. You can't hurt me physically. I could hurt you physically, but I decided also around this same time, I went to my room and I decided that I wasn't going to be the man that he turned out to be. I wasn't going to be like my mother and father. I'm going to be a better human being, a man, than my parents, than my father. I'm gonna be a better human being. I'm gonna be a better parent than my parents ever were to me. So I decided right then and there that I wasn't gonna be that kind of man, that brutal kind of jackass of a man. I was gonna be my own man and not let that shit ever invade my fucking psyche and change me to something disgusting and horrible. I'm gonna stay super positive like I am, and I'm not gonna let him change me because that's him breaking me. That's him breaking me, making me like him, making me like her, you know, cynical and nasty and vile. I would not let them beat me psychologically, and it was like a challenge. You know, I'm wherever you guys are, I'm going to be different than. I'm going to be better than. I decided to right there. That was changed everything about me. It changed. Well, I don't know about everything, but it changed things about me. I didn't care about what anybody said ever again after that. It didn't matter. It didn't have to curse me, hate me, love me. I mean, if you love me, that's great. But I was just, you know, over the moon at that moment. Me physically holding my father down helped me so many different situations and fears. I don't have any fears like that. I'm a man. I mean, the worst thing, and I don't fear it by dying. I didn't fear about dying since I'm 7. But I don't fear anything. I don't fear the imaginary man in the sky. I don't fear anything. Of course, my father being upset as he were now, he had time to think about it and he felt emasculated, I'm sure, that his son, held his 18-year-old son, actually, my 17-year-old son held me down. So here he comes. He's about to leave the house for the first time towards the end up there, breaking up. He leaves the house, but he has to stop by my room first. And listen, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm coming to your job tomorrow. I'm gonna kick your ass. All right, there. And like I said, I'll be waiting for you, Dad. I'll be waiting for you. I had a smile on my face, and I'm like, I'll be waiting for you. Nevertheless, the next day comes, of course, and he comes to the job. I'm waiting outside for him. I was about to go to the store and get something to eat. And I thought, oh, wait a minute, my fucking father stopped by to get his ass kicked by me. And so he comes by. I see the truck comes up the street. That's his truck. Pulls on in. He gets out of the truck. I walk towards the back of the truck. He's coming out of the cab, and we're going to meet on the sidewalk across the street from my job. And it's like he was just talking. He was just blowing out steam, saying stuff. I'm going to kick you in my fucking head, blah, 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 blah. And I go, man, if I beat this man up, I turn into him. I'm gonna beat him up. I know I can take him. I've taken Taekwondo. I'm boxing. I'm big. I'm stronger. I'm going to hurt him. I don't want to be him. I'm not going to take advantage of the situation. And he is. So despite maybe in the back of my mind, I wanted to kick his ass thoroughly. I thought that I'm not going to be better than him if I succumb to such ill of heart, ill of mind. I'm not being the best person I can be in that situation. I can simply say, no, you get what I go my way. I don't need you anymore, Father, or whatever the case may be. And that's it. So what I did was, I said, Pop, listen, I'm tearing you down. I said just to stop him from advancing and getting his ass kicked. I said, Father, Pop, I said, listen, I held you down because it looked like things were starting to get out of control. Things were escalating. And I stood my ground. He's still walking towards me, puffing, huffing, and puffing. And I put my hand in his chest. Listen, I'm back here, though. Listen, I had to hold you down. It looked like things were getting a little exaggerated. Things were getting worse. So I'm settled down. And, please forgive me. I wish you nothing but the best. I had none of it. But I said, because I think I had an idea what people want to hear as well. So I say to him, and he stepped back. I had my hand out his chest at that point. And the reason why I put my hand in his chest, I actually wanted him to feel how strong I was. It was the design. Like I put his chest, he can feel me. I'm holding him off me. And also, but I wanted him to say what I want him to be still while I say the things I need to say to him. See how, as a kid, even as a kid, I was kind of thought out. Like I know what I'm doing here. So a few months later, my father and mother break up, and off in the world he goes into with his new lady, his bar, his job, and so on and so forth. Here I am. A few months later, I'm going to move out to my own place. I think I turned 18, so it has to be before. Yeah, I'm gonna move into my own place, and I'm gonna go finish off school and go to my job. So I was working school and job. So some reason or another, I went to school a few months. Anyway, I still had one more year of school, and they did things fucked up for me. They didn't even look out for me then, but here I am, smart as motherfucker. But anyway, so yeah, they didn't look out for me for then. So yeah, I had one more year of school, and I had to go to school and my night job. School and job. I had to leave night job to just go to school at 7 a.m. in the morning. So that's what I did that last year. I had my own place, and I had the determinations that I was going to be a better man and be a better father than those people were me. And that's what I looked for. I was so determined to be that I actually met a woman who had 3 kids, and I understood what I was doing. I was thought out. I didn't do this, spur of the moment, but I met this woman. We got along great. Liked playing with her kids, and then of course the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be a father, and kids, I felt that like I wanted to be their father. I wanted to be their. Like I didn't care about. I mean, I care about the relationship, but I wanted to be their father. I want them to have something that they can point to as that one singular thing, because that woman that I was talking about, they had 3 kids, 3 different fathers. And some of the fathers wouldn't come by to see them. And one would come by whenever he felt like it, like, once this month, 6 months later, he would stop by. So I wanted to give them one singular thing. I fell in love with the kids, and I decided that I was going to move in out of my place, move into this situation, my father or stepfather. I understood the rules of stepfather, so it's not like I don't understand the rules. And my way of parenting and my lady, the kid's mother. So I was being myself, and of course I thought I was being a decent parent. I only started getting better and better when I started having more patience for my children. And yeah, I started becoming a better father until I say a great father. I became a very good father. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of those things. I'm proud of the fact when she turned 17 years old, she wrote an essay about her best friend, and she gave it to the teacher, and she got an A on it, an A+ on it. And so who's your best friend? And she said to me, well, what do you want? And she said so matter of factly, like, of course I do. I should know this, right? Of course. And it touched hard. Even think about it now, it touches me. That I can be her best friend and still be, a tough parent, a talkative parent, an understanding parent. It's one of the proudest things I've ever heard. My oldest son, saying to me, you're my best friend. Like when he was 25. Like, what? Again, stuff that, could just catches you by surprise. Like, and he said to me, "Oh, I also I understand that you didn't really have to be there for us as a parent. These aren't your kids, but I really did appreciate that." So I felt to get praise from my kids on me just being myself. Wasn't faking it. I was determined to be a good father. And I became better and better, more patience, had more stuff that I knew was bullshit. I learned teenager shit, like some of this shit is bullshit. So I didn't let them play me. I was tough. And I gave them chances to learn. And from them saying those two things, my son and my son 25, saying all this stuff, like, I know I didn't have to be there early. I'm really appreciative that you were there. You're my best friend. Yeah, it was really touching, and those were a couple of the most satisfying days I've had as a human being. Just hearing those words, my little 5-year-old when they were 5 and a few months old kids. So I was really happy. I'm really proud. I'm still proud of those moments. So, yeah, I wasn't going to let the stuff that happened to me cripple me. This story is not about the destruction, the demise of a childhood. It's about the rise of a great man. Fuck it, let's go. I'm gonna go great. I think I'm a very good man. I know I am. I'm a very good man. I have a good heart. I care. I have effort. I'm not lazy. I'll give you effort. If you're one of my friends, you get my effort. If I love you, you get my. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm not afraid of sweating. You know, I'm a good man. I know it. My kids know it. And even though maybe one of my kids right now is upset with me because I don't know if he's upset with me now. I don't believe so. But if he's upset with me that I didn't want to live in his household and I wanted to get back to my own life, I can understand because it comes from a place of selfishness of him loving me and wanting me around. My daughter loving me and wanting me around. I just had to get on with my own life. It's not like I'm 80 years old or something like, yeah, I'm ready for the old man farm. No, I'm not ready for the old man farm. I'm ready to still live a life, be my own man, be my own person. You know, I still want to shake things up. There are things that I still want to accomplish. There's still places in the world I want to see. I want to go to Russia, Red Square in Russia. You know, there are places I want to go, and there are things that I want to do. There are things that I want to even do as someone in this medium. I want to be able to say these things and reach more people and touch them and help them by overcoming some of the tragedies and shit that goes on in a person's life that mentally. that can really fuck up a person, that could change them forever. But so I still have goals in mind. So I understand from where they come from, and thus I'm not going to argue with my kids about that, or argue with anyone that wants me, who loves me. I understand. I don't think that I have these issues anymore. But so my story is about reinvention and overcoming and not falling into those traps, not being the person that I'm supposed to be, not being a psychopath, not being a bad father of abuse, not being a screamer at my kids, or physical or mental abuser of my kids. I raised my kids with physical touch. I touch, pat them on the back. I played in their hair. I always grabbed their hands. I gave them physical, positive touch. I cared. I smiled. I carried them. Physical hand, physical hand on their shoulders, like you're my buddy, you're my friends. I always purposely did these things as a father because I want them to know that I care. Positive reinforcement of touching their shoulders or hands or playing in and holding their neck. Positive stuff, reinforcing those things of my words with my physical actions and love. Those things I thought of on my own to do because I didn't have it, so those things taught me. And I'm really proud of taking the things I learned and applying them in a positive way to not only my kids' situation, but to me as a person who's living on this planet. You know what I mean? That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So now here I am running a little late than normal. I'm proud of who I am. Ultimately, without question, I am very confident in who I am. I am very confident in my abilities. I love the things that I've done. I have no shame in what I've done. And some things are not so good, but I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of that, and I'll give you some stuff that you think that I would be ashamed of. I went to Florida. I went to the like the homeless type, not a homeless shelter, but it's like a church-like shelter, and I got food out of their pantry. I did this like once every 4 months. I would go there to get foods out of their pantry. Certain cookies and cakes I have in my coffee in the morning. Certain foods I would get, like raisins and stuff. So, am I proud? I'm not proud of that. This is what I've done. I went to a food pantry set up by the church and other individuals of the community when I was in Florida. But there's a whole bunch. I can't even think of stuff that that could be embarrassing. I don't know what's embarrassing to the average jackass out there, but asking for handouts is not something I would do. So, I'm really proud of who I am. I'm a good man. I'm a very good man. I'm a great father and very great, super great grandfather. This I know. I don't have to ask my kids to verify it for me, and I know from my own sense, from my own self. I'm a very good boyfriend, husband. I care. I have effort. I'm not afraid. I don't mind sweating. I don't mind hard, working too hard. I don't mind working more than necessary. Meaning that I don't mind working for twice as long just to get the same amount of pay or whatever the case may be, the same reward. Even if I have to work twice as long and twice as hard to get the same reward as someone else, not gonna like it. Intellectually, logically, it would be bothersome, but I have no problem doing it. Sorry, guys, I wasn't looking. Ransom says, Reggie, you said that you don't believe in God. What do you believe in? What is your faith? That's a good question, Ransom. And my faith is in who is in me, in my love, and those who love me, those who share their hearts and minds with me. My faith is in who I am. I'm confident because of my confidence in who I am as a human being, as a man, as a good father, as a good great-grandfather, as a great-grandfather, get it? I have faith in myself. I have faith in my knowledge and my senses. I don't have a faith in some deity. I am my own deity, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I am. Just like the God King. If there's anything that I believe in me. And I'm not being angry, but that's what it came down to. It came down when I was 7 years old. There was no God, and I had to start believing in something. I believed in me. Yolanda's very touching. Thank you, Yolanda. Hopefully somebody, maybe not you guys out there and in my direct audience, but maybe somebody coming along this video will, learn something and it could help them. Maybe it could help them manifest their own hurts and point it into a positive direction. That's what I have done. Do I carry some of this? Oh, I just bit my tongue. Do I still carry some of those scars, those mental scars? Absolutely, I still carry some of those mental scars. But since I'm a thinker, I really just go over it in my head and really just work through things in my head. Simply Deep says, Johnathan, hopefully things will go easier for you, and you are a very good person and a funny guy, and somebody's lucky to be around you. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Not in a asshole, arrogant kind of way. That I am a good person. I'm a good friend to have. I'm a good man. When it's easier to be a bad guy, it's easier from a human nature standpoint to be a bad guy. It's easier to be bad. It's easier to destroy. And my like to being different as well. I also have like to being different. So with that being said, I want to not destroy, I want to build. I want to help. I want to fix, patch up. That's what I've been all about. And that's what I'm going to continue to be about. And yes, and I know because of certain things that I do and I have done, like I've taken some of these jackasses to task in video form, like Lamont and Lamar and the drunk talk. Yeah, and I've taken some of those guys to task, the dummy as well. Those things, yeah, I was having a little bit of fun by taking them to task because I figured them out psychologically. I figured them out, and I want to kind of show off in a way. So I do have a little bit of a ability, like I can understand them psychologically, not just to say ad hominems or just call them disrespectful names for no reason. I say the truth about who they are because I figured them out psychologically. Plus, I have me having gone to school and getting my counseling degree and learning some psychology. I try to use whatever little skill set I had and I bring forth. I have my coaching license so I can work with kids. And so, yeah. I'm about rebirth. Re-energy, I don't know, that's it. So I think that's about it. Even though I've never gone late before. It's the first time I've gone late. No, actually, it's not the first time I've gone late, but I'm sorry if I bored some of you guys. I know this wasn't the fast-paced hour as I did yesterday. Maybe we'll have that tomorrow for Thursday, Friday. Maybe I'll do something funny for Friday. Also, folks, please click the like and subscribe buttons on Johnathan Steele and the many videos underneath the Johnathan Steele heading. And also, go pick and choose from the many incarnations of RPJ. In fact, you don't even have to bother picking and choosing. Pick them all. Pick all the channels of RPJ. RPJ is a great guy, a fun guy, a guy who can teach you things. He's one of my best friends in the world. I like RPJ. No, I love RPJ. He's my hero. Why don't you make him your hero too? Oh, Tay. Thank you, Ransom. Ransom says you are destined for greatness, RPJ, with exclamation points. I think that I'm already, I've already reached greatness as a parent. So, but if you're talking about in this sense, and this stuff and being financially secure, yeah, I think I'm going to be those things as well. I got people who believe in me like I believe in myself. So, I'm going to get a good run. I'm going to try. It's going to be slow sledding, but I'm going to try. I will have an effort. There's a plan. Everything in my books, there's a plan. There's a mean to my madness. There's a method to my madness. Not some jackasses do this, do that, do that. No, I write it out. I'm trying to plan it out. But anyway, I'll talk about that stuff too. We'll talk about it tomorrow or whatever. I have so many things to write down and I want to go over. I still got stuff that from my original week of doing shows that I haven't talked about yet. But we'll get it done. We'll get there. At least I have always things to talk about. I always have something to talk about. And it's only a 2-hour show, so I have shows upon shows. Because if you don't, then who will? Ransom, you said it all there, brother. If I don't say these things about myself, then I'm great. And my enemies, the people who don't like my confident self, they don't. I'm not going to say it. I have to say it about myself. They need to know that I know I'm great. They need to know that I can myself as special. Not special ed. No, a special human being. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got to remind people of this because I like that they get pissed off about it. So hopefully at some point I can bring one of my good friends onto my show and interview him. That would be Tommy Sotomayor. He's a friend of mine. So very friendly, a friend of mine, and I'm just not sure people get upset when I say this. It bothers me that you guys would get so upset. So someone tell me why they get upset if I, a nobody, am friends with Tom Sotomayor. Why does that anger you? Why does that bother you? Well, I'm going to mention it. Hopefully I can have one of my good friends, Tommy Sotomayor, on my show, and I get a chance to interview him with my questions. And of course, I have to let them talk. The guests can talk to say what they have free will. They can say whatever they want to say. It won't be any hard-hitting unless I talk to them prior to it and say, hey, listen, can I ask you some hard-hitting questions? Can I take you to task on this, that, and the other? So I'm going to write those questions out ahead of time, the thoughts I have in my head. I have sort of more on my show. But what I will have upcoming on this show, I'm going to have Ashamed to be black. I'm going to interview him maybe this weekend or maybe tomorrow. Who knows? And I hope that Alexis K. Tyler, another interview with her coming up soon. So look out for Ashamed to be Black and Alexis K. Tyler interviews coming soon. And I do appreciate you guys clicking the like and subscribe buttons on Johnathan Steele and the other incarnations of RPJ. Please pick and choose from the many channels of RPJ. In fact, you don't have to pick and choose anything. Just pick them all. Choose all the channels of RPJ. He's a great guy. I personally love him. He's my personal Jesus. Why don't you make him your personal Jesus as well? Folks, and that's it for the show. Oh, sorry. Oops, did I move my thing? Okay. Johnathan, don't hate it when other blacks say black people don't go to therapy. They go to church for their problems. Really? Don't you just hate it when they say that stupid shit? Yeah. I do. It's ridiculous. I should do something on religion. I didn't even talk about that. So that's another show idea. I'm going to talk about religion. Of course, that's probably going to anger people. Religion. Going to anger people when I talk about religion. That's ridiculous. That's saying. Yolanda says, I don't like Tommy. This has nothing to do with you. I will continue to listen to you. Thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate that. And I wish a lot of people would do the same thing, because I have done a few videos. I've done maybe 4 videos saying I support Tommy Sotomayor in a big picture sense. I support him with his thoughts and the psychology of what he brought to the table, and having people think about the psychology of why people do what they do, why people do what they do. That's to me, it's a very important aspect of anything that one may not like about a person or like about a thing or a situation. Like, I don't like what this person does, but now I get to understand why they do the things they do. And that's what he brought to me anyway, the psychological perspective of a situation, of a people, of a community. So I'm really appreciative of that. My next show is tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. West Coast, America. Again, it's 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. West Coast. Come check out RPJ. He's a great guy. Some people are afraid of the truth. People are afraid because the truth could be real. People who say, for real, for real, for real. The truth is too real for those real people. You know what I mean? For real, for reals. Not for real, yo. You know what I mean? For real, for real. I forgot to say that when I was doing my De Niro Red yesterday. For real, for real. So, Simply Deep, thank you for coming by. I really mean that. You're a great, I'm about to say client, but you're a great supporter of my show right away. So I really do appreciate that, Simply Deep. I wish you would reach out to me on my Johnathan Steele Facebook page. There's a picture of me. I think I'm doing this. I'm not sure. So reach out to me on Johnathan Steele, and it's a private friendship. I don't sit here and tell everybody who one another people are. I really wish that a lot of you guys would reach out to me and, if not be an acquaintance of mine, be a friend of mine. We can all use friends, whether it's in a small way or I try to play real friends. Like I actually call my friends. If I don't call you, we're not friends. You don't call me, we're not friends. So I can call you. I can at least Skype with you. I can at least Facebook time face with you. I've talking, excuse me, I've talking to a lot of people, from Tina to Alexis to Mike Mills. You know, yeah. If we can't talk on the phone or via social media equipment, then we aren't friends. But I like to be friends. I like to actually be friends with people. It doesn't hurt. It's a great thing. It's like, hey, you know, I may ask my friend Ransom about I don't know, stuff. Let me call him up. First, I would hit him up on text. If I had his phone number, I'd text him first. Say, hey, you busy right now? I'm gonna call you and ask you about so and so. I'm sorry. Well, I heard you speaking with Mike the other night when speaking of the amount of Jews killed in Germany. I don't know. Did I do that? I'm doing it, and you great, and moving. So thank you, Ransom. I do appreciate you stopping by, being a not only a audience member, but you are also a friend. You found me. I think you found me on Facebook. So if you didn't, Johnathan Steele, but stupid picture of me, of course. I just followed you on Facebook, and I will leave you a message right now. Simply. Excellent. I don't think he is familiar with Hitler at all. I'm familiar with Hitler. Damn, Ransom, shit. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that, folks. All right, so RPJ, Yolanda was addressing me about Mike. Okay, that makes more sense. Like, what? Hitler? Who are you talking about? So yeah, I don't know what I was just talking about, but yeah. Oh, friendships. So please, folks, a stranger to the RPJ show, and Johnathan Steele, and the many incarnations of RPJ. I also have the Reginald P. Jones show. There's a few videos up there. The RPJ show, a few videos. Classic RPJ, a few videos there. God King, so on. Paul Jones. I believe. Yeah. So, please like and subscribe. Well, subscribe to all of my shows, and then get more people to support me and support the show. I will say that I need your help to help give me a bigger profile. The bigger the profile, the bigger I get a chance to become bigger. And plus, then I can maybe get YouTube to help out with some of the cost differential. So please, I tend to rob you blind. I'm just trying to offset some of the cost situations, and I do that by becoming a little bit bigger than this. So I'm looking for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. So please tell your friends and family members, your enemy, but most importantly, tell your baby, because your babies they have better credit. They don't have credit problems like some of us do, and they can easily get multiple YouTube channels. And they can, I don't know what I'm saying, but they can easily subscribe to from a different, anyway, so tell your babies, please like and please subscribe and like the incarnations of RPJ and the many videos of whatever it is that I do. you just left a message on two of your channels on Facebook. That's excellent, simply. And I will find you guys. I will find you, my friends, because we are the champions, my friend. And we'll keep on fighting to the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers. Yes, we are the champions of the world. Okay, that's it, folks. Let me see if, oh, folks, please go and check out Slapadon Live or Slapadon. I'm sure, I don't know if he's doing a show right behind me or other show. Check him out. I support Slapadon. He's a friend of mine. And I like the guy, and I like the coolness of the room. Haven't heard a lot of nonsense. I don't think I've heard much nonsense. And because of the stuff they were talking about yesterday, has reminded me to talk about this topic today. And I think that's a incidental, by the way. But yeah, but you'll check out Slapadon and the many channels Slapadon. But his live shows, his Google Hangouts have been good, and he's a good guy. Go there and donate to him as well. And on Friday, check out Mike Mills' Blog Talk Show on Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and at 5 p.m. whatever, West. Slapadon is, I'm not sure of his times. Maybe he's on now. Maybe he's on at 9:30 p.m. Maybe that's his time. I don't know if he has a set time or not. But go check him out, Slapadon, Mike Mills. Check out Tommy Sotomayor on, I'm not sure of his times anymore, but check him out. Tommy Sotomayor. I think I covered all my friends. I don't know if Tina's doing the shows anymore, but if she is, go check out Tina Turnup. Tina Turnup. Check out the Google Hangouts and videos of Tina Turnup. Is there anybody else I can plug? I think that's about it. And I know those people seem to be in opposition. Quite frankly, they don't realize how so far to one another, how much they're saying some of the exact same things. They're just looking at it from their perspectives. Because I always find ridiculous that people that are in the same. They're just looking at one looking from the left, one's looking from the right. But they're pretty much in the same ballpark. It's pretty much the same sort of thing. So I don't understand what differences that a person may have that is so destructive to another person when you guys pretty much are in the same, again, ballpark, stratosphere, tennis court. You know? Well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't think so. All right, folks, that's it, folks. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you all, Ransom, Yolanda, CTD, Tina for stopping by, Madman for stopping by. I do appreciate this. Appreciate you guys. And yeah. Hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a livelier show tomorrow, something funny that we can just jump into and act crazy and nutty and jackassery. But who knows? My name is RPJ, and this has been Johnathan Steele. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you for stopping by. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Oh, you know sometimes. Man.